we recording?
Okay,
or do
we're on. We're recording.
Okay. Well, we can do that now.
We might want to record this for posterity, just to show that we are serious.
Yes. Okay. Would either of you two like to give a prayer?
I can do it.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Our Father in heaven, we're thankful for the technology that brings us together as a class group, and we're thankful for the material we've been able to go over and read and try to understand, and can bring our thoughts to this meeting and be able to be edified and learn one from another. We're thankful for the BYU learning model, and are thankful for Sister McHenry and her willingness to be there if we need her help. We're thankful for this class and pray that we might be attentive and be able to share our thoughts openly and kindly. In the name of Jesus Christ, amen.
Amen.
Thank you. All right. Super fun topic. I don't know if you guys have looked at it yet. But anyway, so they really have 4 questions. So the first one says, currently 1 in 6 Americans are Hispanic. 1 in 4 children under the age of 18 are Hispanic. And since the majority of the growth in the Hispanic population now comes from birth and not immigration, this group is expected to grow on both sides and political power over the next several decades. In the 2012 election, approximately 75% of Hispanics voted for the Democratic Party. Do you think that the growing Hispanic population will shift power to the Democrats in future generations? Why or why not?
I think that's a dicey question. I mean, obviously in primaries, you have to vote your party. But when it comes down to the general election, you can vote any way you want. So that may not be a valid argument.
Okay.
I think my first thought is that if most of the Hispanic population is coming from births, then they might be sharing similar beliefs to that culture. And so if they're already mostly voting for the Democratic Party, then in the future they might continue that because they're sharing that idea. But
Learning it from home kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for me, I already felt like they have shifted the power to the Democrats. I don't think that's like something that's going to happen later. I think it's already happened. I think that they have a huge impact on the Democratic Party. So, all right. So Ronald Reagan once said, "The Latinos are Republicans, they just don't know it yet." Many political commentators note that since many Hispanics are highly religious, entrepreneurial, and value family, they are a natural fit with Republican ideals. From the characteristics you read about in this chapter, which political party do you think Hispanics fit in with?
Wow. Oh boy.
I'll go first.
Yeah, because I'm trying to formulate a kind thought and it's not coming to me.
Yeah, I feel like that was gonna happen one way or another. So I agree with Ronald Reagan that they don't know that they're Republicans yet, because as they grow and I feel like become part of our culture, and as these younger generations are, I mean, they're more assimilated to our country and start to fit in, the more they won't need maybe the social welfare systems and things like that they will become more entrepreneurs, and they'll stop needing those social welfare systems and start really more seeing how the Republican Party fits their needs versus the Democratic Party is fitting their needs. So I feel like the Hispanics eventually, I think, become Republicans, and because of their religious background and how they value family, they would fit in there better. But I think it just depends on where they're at economically.
Okay, yeah. Hi, Raquel. Can you hear us? Raquel. Oh, she's muted. Okay.
She's frozen too.
She's almost there.
So what do you guys think? Where do you think Hispanics fit in politically?
I didn't stop to put the assimilation factor in there, Kelly. I couldn't. When I think of politics and stuff, my paper is going to be on the impact of illegal immigrants. That's where my head went to with this, and being that Republican or Democrats are, pro assistance and give it away and everything is free. I can see where somebody coming to this country would think, hey, I can come to this country. I don't have to do anything. That's where I was going with it. But when you talked about young people being more assimilated and getting jobs and getting higher educations or more education than their parents, that made a lot of sense where they could see the difference.
And I mean, I really think, personally, I know that you guys can disagree with me, and that's totally fine. I feel like you're either a Democrat or Republican based on how you view money. So, like, when they're first coming over here, they need and they want all these things. So, of course, you're going to want to keep voting to have these things. But once they become successful and realize that the government's taking from them now instead of giving that to them, that's when they make the switch.
Yeah.
Did you guys think that it varies by nationality, Mexicans, Cubans, and Puerto Ricans? Or do you think that they all kind of identify the same way, with the same party?
Are you going on to the next question, Kelly? To number 3?
It's all the same question.
Oh, the same one. I'm sorry. Oh, okay. There it is. Okay, I'm sorry. Can you hear us, Raquel?
Yeah.
Oh, there you are. Okay.
Yeah, I was struggling for a second. Trying to like open it and I didn't know what was going on.
Well, I find it very interesting that the distinction was made in the book about the Cubans, how the Cubans came for entirely different reasons than the Mexicans or everybody else seems to have come for economics, but the Cubans came for political. And my understanding from the reading was that the Cubans tended to be higher in social status and in wealth and in education. So they may easily, like we were just talking about, hi, Marty.
Hey, how are you guys?
We're on question number 2, the second part of number 2. They may more likely identify themselves as Republicans, but the others may need to experience a little bit more before they are able to make a decision.
So Marty and Raquel, we were just talking about what political party we think Hispanics fit in with. Did you guys want to say anything about that?
Yeah. So I know that when we look at their religious beliefs and how they're fairly conservative in that aspect, and so people believe that they would be Republican, but I work with quite a few Hispanics, and every one of them that I work with is a Democrat, and they're rather liberal. So I think that they also fit into that category because a lot of people believe that the Democratic Party is for the for minorities and for the people and for poorer people.
Thanks,
I
Marty.
feel like there could be differences within different nationalities too, because Mexicans and like Brazilians, for example, might view like different kind of like government policies on like immigration or taxes or like even visa stays differently.
Yeah, I mean, like I said earlier, I think that you pick whatever issue means the most to you, and that's what you pick. I think just because they're religious or they value family doesn't mean that they'll be one way or the other. It's what benefits them the most is what party they're going to pick. I think that goes for everyone. I think every nationality, that's how it is. Okay, so I'm going to go on to number 3. The major political issues that have shaped Hispanic voting patterns tend to be deportation and immigration. How do you think a growing Hispanic population will shape these policies and these issues in the future?
Well, now that they give live birth to more Hispanic people than migrate, I think it will change a little bit. But these people are always very family oriented, and so they're going to want to still have family that are wherever they migrated from, whether it be Puerto Rico or from Mexico. They're going to want those family people to be able to come. So I think they're going to want to see easier immigration laws.
Mm-hmm.
But that would mean that they come here legally as opposed to illegally, right, Marty?
Well, it would make it so they could come in legally if they're voting for lighter laws on that, opening it up, making it so that it's not so difficult. I mean, my son was on a mission with a gentleman from Mexico, and he was in the California Ventura mission, and his companion that was with him has tried to come to the United States legally now for 9 years, and he cannot actually get into the count to come because they make it difficult to come here legally. You could move up here illegally and be here in no time, but he's trying to do it the right way.
More power to him, yeah. And by the way, Marty, just as a side note, I lived in Thousand Oaks for several years.
That was his favorite area.
I'll talk to you later. No, but you're right. I mean, they want to stem the tide, but I think so many Mexicans are so destitute, especially Mexicans, are so destitute in their current circumstances that they are willing to come illegally and then let the chips fall where they may.
Well, I mean, especially because we live in California and it's the sanctuary state, and we're trying to make it so that we don't have to obey federal laws, and so that they can come and we can take care of them and they don't have to do anything. Like, we're pro people coming illegally, and so I feel like it's going to be hard for us as a country to be able to come together and make a policy that fits everyone, especially when different states are going to do things differently.
Yeah.
I think it also kind of affects like more than just the Hispanic population. It affects a lot more people. Like, one of my friends, she's American, she's white, and her husband is Brazilian, and they're married, but he's still not legally allowed in the country. So he's in Brazil while she's in America. So it definitely influenced her voting for pro-immigration when before she didn't really care.
Yeah, that's true.
And I'm sure he's trying to get here legally.
Yeah. So the last question says, both political parties are trying to court young Hispanic voters for future success. Currently, Hispanic voter turnout is low because many older voters are undocumented, while many eligible voters are young and low income, the traditional indicators of voter turnout. If you were a party official, how would you try to increase voter turnout among Hispanic voters?
I think that part of the getting them to come out to vote is we have to appeal to the things that are important to them. And I don't know what the most important thing is, but I know if they have family that are here illegally, you could appeal to them by saying, you know, we're going to make it easy to change that illegal citizenship arrival to make them legal, possibly.
Yeah, that's kind of how I felt too. I feel like as a party official, I mean, your job is to, to keep these issues alive, I think. I mean, I feel like we have had the same issues my whole life, and I'm sure my parents think the same things. So these little wedge issues like, you know, deportation and immigration, anything that keeps them a part of being important in whatever votes that we're doing, I think makes it more possible for more of them to come out and vote. So being able to keep immigration and deportation an issue as long as possible will get more people out. And I think that's how party officials get voters out.
Or cluing in here on the low income, talking about better jobs or better access to education, something that's going to help them improve their status might help them get out too.
Something I was thinking about when you were discussing question 3 as well is the fact that I don't know, I've never lived in a place that has a high percentage of Hispanics, and so I haven't really given much thought about the policies of immigration because I was never really affected by any of that. So I was just thinking that these people might be affected by that if their elders are immigrants or illegal immigrants or what have you. But if they understand that there could be a better way for these policies, or just in general that things can change. Like, I don't know. I don't think I ever gave much thought to it, so I never really thought about how their situation could change, but they know firsthand. So I don't know, they could make a difference. I don't know.
Yeah, I think by adopting or embracing their new country and knowing they can make a difference, that could maybe get more people out as well. You're right, Jenna.
Anybody have anything else they want to add to that? Awesome.
I'm in agreement with that.
Yeah. All right. Does anybody have anything else that they wanted to share that maybe we didn't talk about?
No, we covered that lickety split.
Yeah. Some of these I feel like they all just kind of form all into one.
Well, I'm kind of afraid of this one because talking about politics and stuff is never fun, even amongst cordial groups like ours.
Well, and I think that it was pretty easy, a pretty easy topic this time, so that made it a lot easier.
Actually, I was scared of it, but it was pretty easy, yeah.
I was very nervous. I'm not going to lie.
I think that Kelly just wanted you to get back to your ice cream really quickly.
Yes.
Always loved Kelly, but yeah, Marty, Raquel, I was telling the girls that my husband went to the grocery store and brought home Rocky Road ice cream, so we needed to move this along.
That's my favorite ice cream.
I'll have some for you. I'm having some for Kelly. Anybody else want in? Raquel, can I have a couple bites for you? Okay. I get bites for everybody, dear. Where's the rest of the tub?
No, Now I want to go get ice cream.
Yeah.
Don't be a lemming, Raquel. Come on.
Mhm.
I think
Well, thank you guys.
I think the wheels have sufficiently come off the bus. I probably should have stopped this a couple minutes ago.
Every week it just takes less and less time.
Less and less effort. We're getting this.
We're just starting to be more comfortable.
I think so. I'm going to stop this right now before things get too crazy and we all flunk. Hang on a sec. I'm going to stop this.